Hey guys, welcome to the Killing the Tea podcast. This is Gare,
And Kate.
and we are going to be discussing all things chills, thrills, and kills. Kate and I are going to be talking about our favorite books, TV shows, and movies that are in the thriller or crime fiction genre, as well as some reading habits and other items related to how we met on Bookstagram that will fit in with this podcast. So, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope that you have fun and get totally terrified. You know what today's a good day for?
What?
An icebreaker.
An icebreaker. Oh my gosh. Are you throwing me off my game?
I don't know. Do you want to do one or do you want me to do one?
Oh, yeah. We talked about going back and forth. You're right. Do you have a question ready?
Yeah.
Because I don't have one ready.
I mean, I can think of one. It's a good
Okay.
way to kick this off. Kate the
Okay.
Great.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. All right. Would you rather only be able to buy one book a week, or would you rather have to go on a book buying ban for a month?
Book buying ban for a month.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Especially because I guess some of it is because I know I have just enough books that I could make it through a month. Well, you know what though? It's also because I have Kindle Unlimited. That's probably why I feel that way. I'm probably thinking of that as not buying a book, and maybe that's a loophole that I shouldn't consider.
No, I would think that's fine.
Okay. Well, in that
That's fine.
case, because actually Minka Kins was Kindle Unlimited, the one that just came out.
Yeah. I just
So
finished it 10 minutes before
with
we started recording.
oh really? Oh
Yeah.
nice.
I
Oh,
really liked it.
I'm so excited for
I
it.
really liked it. It's a little gothic suspense
Okay.
almost,
Nice.
with the setting and everything. But I really, she just, I mean, this is my third one by her, and
Yeah.
she just, yeah, The Silent Woman is out,
Yeah.
and it's my third book by her, and she just does not let me down. They're
Yeah.
quick, they're like fun to get lost in.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'll
I
really
love
enjoy
her.
it.
I'm so excited. I need to finish a few more, but basically with Kindle Unlimited, I could definitely get through a month of it. And
Yeah, like
because then it's like a short period of time versus like 12 months or something.
I the only reason I thought it would be a tough question, like I wouldn't count
Mm-hmm.
like arcs that I get from publishers
I thought about that too.
or NetGalley, like I wouldn't count that because I'm not buying it, but I'm
Yep.
thinking of like, when you're on social media and
Mm-hmm.
between like Instagram and book talk and
Yeah.
basically our friendship, like I find myself
Right.
in the position where there's like at least one or two books a week that I'm adding to my wish list, and I'm either like
Yeah.
ordering them because I really want to read them, or I'm
Mm-hmm.
buying them on my Kindle so I can get it right away.
Yes.
So,
Yep. I thought about that too. It sounds like we both could make it through it.
yeah. And because I'm
A
the
month.
opposite, I'd rather buy only be able to buy one book a week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think that would help me
I
narrow
thought you
down
said one book a month. Oh, no. Or did I think you said no, you said one
no,
book a week.
one book a week or buying ban for a month.
Mm-hmm.
But
I could do the
I
buying
think
ban.
I think sometimes, and I'm sure this is like I have a list on my phone.
Yeah.
I have a list, and in that one humongous list, it is arcs from publishers, NetGalley arcs, what
Yep.
I want to read in the month, backlist books that I want to
Mm-hmm.
read, and then I have rom-coms, queer romance, and I have like
Mm-hmm.
lists at the very bottom of specific authors whose backlist I want to read. So
Yeah.
sometimes because I'm very OCD with my time management and what I read in a
Mm-hmm.
week, so I get to the point sometimes where I'm in that mode of just wanting to control everything in my life and
Yeah.
like being like, if I read half of this book tomorrow and I read the other half, Thursday, I could start this Friday, finish it Saturday, start something. So I get wrapped up in that because that list is so
Yeah.
long. So
Yeah.
if I did one book a week and I could only buy one book a week, that would probably alleviate a little bit
Interesting.
of that problem of me lying awake at night wondering
Mm-hmm.
how I am going to do it all.
Yeah. So you're like motivated by like, I have so many I have to read.
I am motivated by that, and I am
Yeah.
motivated by my the the list that I keep of what I want to read in a month. Like that's how I start off each month.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
like Friday or Saturday, I'll like figure it out for October.
Yeah.
That really motivates me. If there's like 10 books on it, then I can
Nice.
fly through five of them, read a few backlist, whatnot.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
depends on when they're published. And like right now, it's hard
Right.
because fall and winter are huge in publishing.
Yeah. It is
Like
picking
everybody,
up.
yeah, yeah, it is picking up.
Hmm.
It is picking up. So yeah,
And
that's
it's
my
all your
icebreaker.
favorite kinds of stories too.
I know, I know. And I need to, and but then I find myself in a situation where like, well, this conversation right now, all I
Mm-hmm.
can think of is like when we're done recording tonight, I need to
Mm-hmm.
find some Nordic noir that's coming out
Yeah.
this year, like this
Yeah.
fall and this winter, because I think I have about four or five that I want to read, but I know
Mm-hmm.
there's probably more than that.
Probably. Yeah.
Because that just, nothing like having the Christmas tree up and reading about murder
In the snow.
in the snow. Especially, I don't know, the Swedish ones are always my favorite too.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I can't remember how many of them I read in the series, but I
I
loved
never
those.
read that.
You didn't? Oh my gosh.
No, no. I didn't get into Nordic noir until I
Mm-hmm.
read The Snowman by Joe Nesbo
Mm-hmm.
um as like a book club with Crime by the Book
Oh wow.
because she's such a huge fan and like that's one of her favorite books.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna figure out why she always talks about Nordic noir, why she loves
Yeah.
this book so much. And then I read it, and I not only have I loved that book, but she got
Yeah.
me into a lot of other Nordic noir, and I'm realizing
That's
that that's
cool.
my. I don't think I can read it during the summer when it's hot
Yeah.
because that makes me mad when like other people are bundled up and I'm like wearing a t-shirt and
Like
shorts and like
sweating
sweating.
profusely.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So,
I actually, one of the authors I just talked to described his sci-fi book as a sci-fi noir. And after he said it, I was like, it really was. So that was like the first sci-fi noir I'd ever stumbled upon.
yeah, yeah.
It
That
was cool.
I'm telling you with all of my heart and soul, Lars Kepler will completely captivate you. I know
I
that you will
know.
love Lars. They are one of my, if not my favorite storytellers. I
Yeah.
love them. Auto buy 100% for me.
Nice.
Um, Hardcover and paperback.
Or you buy both? Like
Yes.
always?
Yes. I
Okay.
mean, well, before COVID, I used to get their arcs.
Oh yeah.
Um, they're like, advanced reader copy paperbacks. Now I
Mm-hmm.
get the final hardcover, but if not,
Okay.
I would buy the hardcover. And I also started collecting the paperbacks.
Okay.
I'm also, mom, if you're listening, plug your ears during this part, but like I'm also considering starting to buy the Canadian
Yep.
covers as well because the paperbacks in Canada have different covers, even though it's the
Yep.
same like translator and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm thinking of doing that. That's how much I love them.
Yeah.
There's one book
You
that was not my favorite because it was more political
okay.
based. It was kind of like an actiony
Mm-hmm.
it just was not my
Yeah.
cup of tea. It was really good regardless, but
Mm-hmm.
the rest of them you will love. They are like brutal, brutal murders, serial killers, snow everywhere. It's cold as hell.
Oh my gosh.
I think you will absolutely love that entire series. And
Yeah.
they
I
always
have
end on
them at
like a
the
cliffhanger.
top of my list of older books to read.
It's finally cold there. Now it's
Yeah,
perfect.
it is. It's not supposed to break 65. I looked before we started this week. So I am very
There,
happy at the moment.
there are a few nights coming up in like our 10-day forecast that it's supposed to like overnight get into the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think you would love Lars Kepler.
Mm-hmm. I yeah, I've got it. I've got him, well, them and Joe Nesbo at the top
Hmm.
of my list right now.
Yeah,
I'm just
Yeah.
reading a couple new ones at the
Yeah.
moment. Actually, I'm reading Daisy Darker right now, and I do love it.
Another one of
It's
my auto
so
buys.
insightful. She is one of my auto buys.
She's
I
fantastic.
I just love her books so much. Alice Feeney, for anyone who
Yes, Alice
didn't
Feeney.
know who we were talking about, I guess we should say her name.
Yeah. Yeah, she's
um,
fantastic. And she just
mhm,
they're all so different, but when you read them, you feel like you're reading an Alice Feeney book.
you
So I
do.
absolutely love her. Yeah.
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 I have so many highlights just because there's like she just has these like really poignant sentences throughout the whole beginning of this book. Like
Hmm.
when you're getting to know the people, you're like, wow, it's just amazing. It's like aspirational writing to me, in my opinion.
Yeah. She's really good at having like atmosphere as
Mm-hmm.
well as like really messed up characters and like
Yeah,
plots that are just not like anything else. I mean, like,
I agree.
obviously, I respect a lot of authors who will take the
Mm-hmm.
plot of a thriller that, you've read before, but they kind of put their own twist on it. But with her,
Right.
she takes things that, really do find themselves in like a trend setting moment where,
Yeah.
like, especially like even with her debut, Sometimes I Lie. That's
That was oh my gosh, I was going to talk about that one. I still remember that one. I read it years ago.
me too.
It's one that stuck with me, and His and Hers was the same way for me. Loved that one. His and
What is
Hers?
the one? Yes, yes, I love that one.
I
That one
I was like,
has
is it him and
elements.
her?
His and Hers has elements to it kind of reminds me of The War of the Roses, which is one of my favorite books and my favorite movies
I
about a
haven't read that.
it is about a couple who is getting a divorce basically. Like
Okay.
they have the perfect marriage and then like one day the wife is just like I just don't want to be with you anymore.
Mm.
And the only thing they can't agree on is like who gets the house. So it kind of
Oh,
turns into like a satire, dark comedy, domestic
nice.
thriller sort of. But yeah.
Nice.
Um
I'm adding it to my list.
there's one, it has like the brownish cover with red writing on it. And it was about the woman who, like, it was an alternate timeline between her present life and when she was in school. I think it was before the one before His and Hers.
Yeah,
I
what
loved,
is that one
loved,
called?
loved that one. That was so good. I just remember it being
Oh,
super
rock.
dark.
No, it's not rock, paper, scissors. I know who you are. Was it that one? The one that has red writing when I look it up is His and Hers, but there's got to be another one.
No, it is His and Hers.
Okay, I think it is.
Yes.
It's where, yeah, because she's
Yes.
flashing back to high school and everything
Yes.
that was going on. Yeah, that one,
Yeah.
like, I still think of how much I loved it. Like, and you switch perspectives between uh his
His and
perspective
Hers.
and
Yeah.
hers perspective.
um the finale of that one really sticks out with me. Like I read
Yes.
it, I loved it, but her books almost make me feel like I'm in a fever dream because I'm so enthralled in
Hmm.
them in the
Yeah.
time that I'm reading it. But then when I finish it, I'm like, oh my God, I don't remember a lot because I just was so wrapped up in it.
Yeah.
But I remember like the settings, obviously, or I
Yeah.
remember key scenes.
Yep. So do I. There are a couple of His and Hers that like stand out for me.
Mine was the finale.
Mm-hmm.
The setting for the finale, like that's what I remember from that one.
Yeah.
I know who you are. There's like no spoiler, but there's like obviously it's about a stalker, like we all know that.
Yeah.
There's one scene where like she's in a restaurant or on the street or something and she sees
Mm-hmm.
somebody watching her from across the street and then it has that moment of like a bus or a car driving by and the person being gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
It's
like,
so
ooh,
cinematic.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah, she's very
She's
cinematic.
I love her.
I
Our
know.
auto buy authors are probably going to be all the same because
They're gonna be
we
very similar.
both have phenomenal taste.
That's definitely why too.
When we revisit this idea a year from now, you're going to be the one that starts off with Lars Kepler.
Oh, you're right. That's a good prediction. I bet it
Mm-hmm.
is.
And then we'll probably transition to Alice Feeney
Again. Yep.
again. Yeah. And be like, oh, yeah, her because she has another one coming out or whatever.
Yes.
Um,
Who
yeah. Karen
else?
Slaughter. She's
Karen Slaughter for sure.
That's like definitely part of my reputation on Bookstagram is being like a
Mm-hmm.
Karen Slaughter like stan. Like
Yeah.
I've gotten kind of if you're one of those people that I've done this to and you're listening, I'm sorry, but I've definitely gotten like stern, we'll say, with people because
Mm-hmm.
she has two series, the Grant County series.
Mhm.
that transitions into the Will Trent one.
Mhm.
So people are like, oh, I'm going to start with Will Trent and then I'll go to like her backlist of Grant County. I'm like, no, like you have to,
Yeah.
like, you will spoil some of these jaw dropping moments in Grant County
Yes.
for yourself if you do it that way. Like, read
Yep.
the standalones, make sure she works for you, that you won't have
Yeah.
nightmares or like be
Right.
traumatized.
Yep.
Or if you are traumatized by her books and you like it like me, then you know it's a fit. But then go to Grant County. And that's what I did. My
Yeah.
friend Cindy, I will forever be grateful for her, like even if she hit me
Yeah.
with a car tomorrow, because I was like, I love these two Karen Slaughter books that I've read.
Mhm.
And then everybody was like, pretty girls, pretty girls, pretty girls. So I read that,
Yep.
fell in love with that. That one's so good. And then she was
Mhm.
like, you have to read Grant County. I think you'd really like it. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot.
Right.
And that was what started it. It was like, I remember it was probably March or April. I started the
Mhm.
series. And by July of that year or August, when her new book came out, I had read all of
Yeah.
Grant County and all of Will Trent, which
That
was
is
like
so fast.
over 15 books.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah,
lot of books.
I could not stop.
You committed. I know. That's how I was looking back the last time we talked about it, because I started reading them like in 2017, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just this like streak of me like reading her books. So I did something similar. I don't think I did it as quickly, but I
I do
did.
that too. Because since I started like Bookstagram, especially with like Goodreads and having like a Goodreads goal and whatnot,
Yeah.
which I love, by the way, like
Mhm.
setting my Goodreads goal on like January 1st.
Yeah.
So much fun. But I keep a list of like what I read, I think from 2017 to now. Um,
Mhm.
and sometimes I revisit those if I'm working for She Reads and I'm thinking of ideas for articles or books that I want to include
Yep.
in, an assignment that I get. And I
Yeah.
always like laugh at that one year because
Mhm.
I'm like looking through what I read and I'm like, Karen Slaughter, Karen Slaughter, Karen. Like it's just like this huge, huge list.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, she's phenomenal.
She's that good. Yeah.
She's so good. I love her.
Yep.
Karen,
Yeah.
Karen. I had an Instagram live with her once and it was the
Yeah.
most terrifying moment of my life.
I would definitely be freaking out.
I think the only thing that could have made me freak out more would be if I did an Instagram live with Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah, that would, you'd be all kinds of worked up for that.
That'd be my moment.
Yeah.
I get notifications for her because she's a
Uh-huh.
huge reader and she's a huge Karen Slaughter fan. So I
I
get
didn't know that
notifications.
part.
Yeah, I get notifications for her when she
That's
posts things because
amazing.
sometimes she'll post the book she's reading on her stories, not in her news feed,
Nice.
but only on her stories. And
Uh-huh.
so, like, even back in the day when I was thinking of um like things to post,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of starting like an unofficial Sarah Michelle Gellar book club
Yeah.
without her knowing, like this, hey, this is what Sarah Michelle Gellar recommends this mint. Like
Yep.
she has great taste. She has great taste in books,
That's
especially
awesome.
thrillers. Um, but yeah, I love her.
Yeah, you
I love
do.
her. I love her. And I'm kind of bummed because she was supposed to be the main character in the series adaptation of Sometimes I Lie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, it was produced
s-
by Ellen DeGeneres, so I don't think they're doing it now.
oh, okay. I was like, I hadn't really heard anything about that recently, and that's probably why.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Well, that
now she's
sucks.
yeah, now she's making a comeback. She's going to be in the new Teen Wolf show.
Yeah.
She's got Revenge on Netflix. Is it
Yeah.
Revenge or Do Revenge?
Do revenge.
Do Revenge. Yes, I'm saying
Yeah.
I am. But yeah, so yep, that's all about my life. Sarah Michelle
This
Gellar,
is
Karen Slaughter.
all of the things you're a
All of
fan
the
of
things that I
related to
love.
Karen Slaughter.
All of the things that I love related to Karen Slaughter. Yeah,
I have Lisa Jewell as one of them. Like, I don't think I've ever read a book of hers that I was disappointed
agreed.
in. They're
Agreed.
all good and they're all unique. Like, they really are just their own things.
Watching you,
Mm-hmm.
I know she is not an American, but for some
Yeah.
reason, when I read Watching You, I pictured that like community in San Francisco when I was reading it because of
Yeah.
how the houses were described and stuff.
Yeah.
And oh my
I
goodness, like
agree.
if they turn that into a movie or a TV show, please just have it be in San Francisco.
I know. That would be amazing.
I
The
love
night
her.
the night she disappeared, I was such a huge fan of. I loved how that story like came together by the end. I was a
She
big fan.
never disappoints.
No.
She never disappoints. She almost, well, I'm thinking of Then She Was Gone
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and Then She Was Gone.
I think it's
Yes.
and then she was gone.
Yes. Yeah. That one felt so ripped from the headlines for me.
Yeah.
And the way she writes her characters and the way she paces her novels,
Yeah.
I was like, that one stuck with me for a long time because
Me
of
too.
how
I was not
intense it
expecting
was.
the ending either
Nope. Nope. I
at
never am.
all.
I
I
never
was
am.
surprised.
As much, and I feel like every year I'm like, I've been reading her books for a while now. I've
Yeah.
read a lot of her thrillers. I'm going to be able to figure out what's going on in this story. And then
Right.
every year she proves me wrong.
Yeah. I
And
feel that way too.
and that's the thing too, is like I feel like, as I'm sure you can relate to this, like as an
Mm-hmm.
avid reader, especially of the thriller genre,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you get desensitized to certain things in a book
Yep.
and you do, even if you're not trying, you figure out the ending
Yep. Yeah.
because, like nothing against it, but like I think you're such a good detective when it comes to reading books that like
Yeah.
if Gone Girl were released this year, I bet you could have been
Yeah.
able to guess the ending a little bit,
Yes. A little bit
because
for sure.
there's a lot of things that happen in a book and you're like, oh, I wonder if it's going to be like this. I wonder if it's going to be like,
Right.
and then, but Lisa Jewell just
Yeah.
knocks
She
it
goes
out of the
everywhere with
park.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
E.G. Scott, they're the same for me.
Yeah.
They do this like, God, it's like such a sinister like combination of taking a domestic suspense plot
Mm-hmm.
and like weaving other genres in with it
Yes,
and
I
turning it into
agree.
something on their own. Like all three
Yeah.
of their books are fantastic. The Woman Inside is one of my books that I will like if my house catches on fire, that's one
Mm-hmm.
of the first books I'm throwing out a window on my front lawn to save. Like
I know. I
I
need to read that one too because I haven't read that yet either.
you haven't?
No, and
Oh,
you always rave about it. So I have it like at the top, but I haven't gotten to it yet.
yeah, I think you'll really, really like that one. I think
Mm-hmm.
you would really like that one. Um, because their books are like darkly comedic at times.
Yeah.
It's that you shouldn't be laughing, but you
Mm-hmm.
are because they're just, yeah, the way they rate their characters is
It's kind
fantastic.
of
I
like good
love them.
rich people.
Yes.
Like that one was such like snarky, funny, dark humor. I loved that one.
Yes. Yeah. I 100% agree. That was so good. I'm really curious to see what she'll
Mm-hmm.
do next.
I know. I think I
Um,
saw it's something related to like a thriller in the context of like what's the horse word? Horse riding, but it's called something fancier.
yes.
I don't that.
Um, it's gonna like come to me at like midnight.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Jane Harper. Do you read Jane Harper stuff?
I love Jane Harper.
Yeah.
I love Jane Harper.
I
Equestrian.
equestrian. There we go. Equestrian stuff. There we go.
I have.
That's funny. You're like, I have
uh,
another book for that.
I have another book for that. Well, it's definitely a different kind of book. It's a lot more traumatizing, but um, yes, I love Jane Harper.
Yeah.
I have an
Hers are
arc.
so atmospheric.
I have an arc of her new one.
Oh, that's exciting.
It's very exciting.
I
I
love her
love her.
writing.
She
I like
just
always feel like I'm there, like right
yeah.
there.
I always want to read them in the summer because
I
like the
know because it's
Australian
so
heat
hot.
And like
Yeah.
she releases like a lot in like January and February, and I'm like
Oh, really?
freezing in my house, like, oh my God, it's so cold. But yeah, yeah, I really
This is
like her
us
book.
telling her to rework her publishing schedule.
Yeah, take a little 6 month break. I'm
You
not,
can
I don't
pause
need you
for
to,
us.
yeah, I don't need you to write faster. I just need you to be like, hey, listen, like the fans want what they want. So
Yeah.
just take a 6 month break, start releasing in the summer. It'll be perfect.
Yes.
Everybody will be happy and you'll have a little bit of a break.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I loved the one Force of Nature. It's the one where the
Yeah.
women go on like the work retreat.
Yes.
That one's so
Yeah,
good.
that was the second one.
Yes. Yeah. And I
Yep.
think they're turning that into a movie.
The second one or like the
Yes.
first and second? Oh, nice.
Or a TV show. I want to say it's a
That's
movie,
cool. I
but
feel
it
like
could
it would
be.
work as a movie.
Yeah. Yeah. They're definitely turning it into a movie.
That's exciting.
It's very exciting. It's very
That's
exciting.
really fun.
Um,
I love that.
yes, she's very atmospheric and I love her.
Yeah. I think she's
Um, yeah, she's just, I mean, she's hit the like I've never been like disappointed by a book by
mm-hmm.
her.
Yeah,
Um, she's, just fantastic. She
she is.
never misses the mark.
No.
Um, speaking of never missing the mark, Ashley Winstead.
Yes. That was technically at the top of my list.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually
Every
said The Last
episode.
Housewife to one of my friends in Arizona, and she was like, that was amazing. I was like, I know.
Love her. Love her.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't. The thing about her too is that her mind is such a mystery to me because like
I know.
she finishes and she's probably not even done her edits yet for whatever she's working on, and she already knows what like the next like three or four are
I
gonna be. And
know.
they're all such different plots.
I agree. Like, cause
I
I know her next one, I remember her saying somewhere that it's like a really like heartfelt romance. So that's like totally different than like the rom-com she put out before. And
mm-hmm.
then some other dark thriller. And I'm like, you can just bounce all around.
Yeah, I think she told me a little bit about the next thriller, like setting
Mm-hmm.
wise.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that'll be exciting when she announces that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what it's hard. Like, I
Right.
don't know what she said to like other people, like when she's doing because whenever anybody releases a book and they do Instagram lives and all these interviews and
Yeah.
stuff, people are like, what's next? And it's like you always don't know what people say. But
Yep.
yeah, she is a force of nature.
She
See how I talk?
that's amazing. That was
She's a
perfect.
yes, I love her. Yes. Who else is
Mary
on?
Kubica. Mary
Oh my
Kubica.
God. She's on my
Mm-hmm.
list too.
Nice. We do have the same list.
I love that lady. She is
I
so
do
sweet
too.
too. She's such a
Oh,
friggin'
really?
sweetheart.
That's
Yes,
so cool.
she is the nicest person in the entire world. And
Oh,
like, you can like post a picture of like one of her books and she's like, I love this photo. I love you. Like, thank you so much for all your support. And I'm like, honey, you are at the top of the mountain when it comes to
yeah.
like talented people. Like, you do not need to thank me. Like, I am posting this
Yes.
picture to thank you for always writing
Mm-hmm.
thebomb.com and anything
Yes.
that you write. And they keep getting darker and darker and darker. And I really
Mm-hmm.
respect that about
I
her
do.
because she just consistently brings it.
She does. Local Woman Missing. I really loved that one. Like really
Loved,
loved it. It was so good and it broke my
loved.
heart and I was okay with it still because it was so good.
Mm-hmm.
There were like so
She's
many feelings in that one. So many feelings.
the sigh after take me back down memory lane. You're gonna text me
You're
like
so right.
you're gonna text me in a couple of hours and be like, you know what? Speaking of like previous conversations we've had on this podcast, a good cry is therapeutic.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, she could definitely bring me to tears. Yeah. You know who
Yeah.
else I like that has a similar writing to her is Lisa Unger.
Yes, I completely agree.
She's really, really talented. I think she's
Mhm.
fantastic. I'm
I agree.
so freaking excited for her new book,
Mhm.
Secluded Cabin Sleeps Six.
Like, isn't it just the best title already
The
even?
cover, the title, the colors,
Yes.
the like,
Yes. I love the
oh, six
colors.
people like stuck in this like freaking
Secluded cabin.
in the middle of nowhere. And I think there's a storm in it.
I love a good storm.
I think there's a storm
Same.
in it. She sent me an arc of it.
Deadly storm is brewing. Yep.
Deadly Storm. Deadly
Yep.
Storm. She sent me an arc of it. And I'm going to tell you what,
That's so exciting.
I take a vacation the week of Halloween every year.
Oh, nice.
That is like my fall vacation. And then I do the week of my birthday as my spring vacation. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want time off in the summer. I'm not going to enjoy it. Let me sweat and
That's a
work.
really good point.
So the week of Halloween when I'm off this year, like that first Saturday that kicks off my vacation is when I am reading the Lisa Unger book. And I have it written
Yeah.
down on my calendar because like I said, I am crazy about scheduling like when I'm going to read books, but I'm
Yes.
also like, I need to be chilly and I need I just am so excited. I love
Yeah,
her.
I am too.
I love her. She is a
Yeah,
freaking genius.
I
And
know.
she's so sweet too.
I love that. That makes me feel even better.
Yeah, she is so nice. We have like a joke. I don't know if I say it or she says it. In my mind, she says it
Mm-hmm.
because we're like besties.
Right.
But like, this is probably yeah, the third or fourth book she has sent me an arc of like personally.
Oh,
And so like whenever she shares something on her stories, like when she gets like, the copies of her new book or the cover reveal or whatever,
yeah.
obviously I'm like, oh my god, so excited for you, or like looks gorgeous or whatever, and she's like, I'll be sending you a copy, and I'm like, it's tradition. And I don't know if she says it's tradition or I do, but like in my mind it's like her being like, I love you as much as you love me, Garrett, so like
Right.
here's the copy. Like in reality she's probably like, oh my god, I'll send you one, like shut up.
I don't think so.
No, she's so sweet, I love her.
That's
um
amazing.
yeah, yeah, she's just uh, she's
I
so sweet.
know.
Her books are really dark too.
They're
Actually,
very dark.
now that I think about it.
Yeah,
Um,
they're super. Yeah, I was looking at the Red
yeah.
Hunter. I'm just like looking through all of them. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
they
Yeah. And
are.
I think she has like a few series that I need to go back on.
It looks like it. I
Because
definitely
she's
haven't
got a
read all of
lot.
hers. Yeah.
No, no, I have not read all of them.
Wow, she's written so many that I haven't. Yeah,
Yeah.
Lydia Strong series. She has 3 different series. Wow, good
I'm
for her.
ready. I'm ready to take on that challenge. I'm just saying.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm ready to
I
take on
get
that
it.
challenge. I love
I
that.
get it.
I love having like an author that I admire and love as much as Lisa Unger and having
Mhm.
the option to have books in their backlist to go back on.
Yeah.
Um, and she'd be the perfect person for that because I love my girl Karen Slaughter, but I've read all my Karen Slaughter, so like
Yeah,
Lisa Unger is perfect for me to like venture back in her backlist.
that's a good point. That's a
And
really good
sometimes I
point.
make myself checklists that I print off
I love it.
with two check boxes. The checkbox
2.
when I own the book, when it like comes in, it's ordered,
Yep,
and when I've read it.
and you print it off. So you need the, like,
Yeah.
handwriting of checking it off.
I like the handwriting of checking it off because I'm
Yeah,
not smart enough to have something on my phone that I can check off.
yeah. I
Yeah.
just use notes. But yeah.
Yeah. Like I did it with I'm still trying to find if anybody has one
Mhm.
non-related to thrillers. If anybody finds one for Miss Colleen Hoover, let me know because
Yeah.
I'm still trying to find one that's like a check because she doesn't have one on her website.
Oh.
So I want somebody because some people like when you share things about Colleen Hoover, they're
Mhm.
like, these books are not connected, but you do want to read this one first because there is an Easter egg that
Oh,
is in
yeah.
this one. And they do like crazy thing. Like Colleen Hoover fans are just like, they're like me with Karen Slaughter. Like, do this,
Yes.
do that. Like, this is not an option. And I take those notes and I respect them, but I need something that I can print off.
Yep.
So because of Verity and Ugly Love, Colleen Hoover would be an auto buy for me
Mm-hmm.
because of how much I love those books, but I have not read enough to consider her an auto buy yet.
Mm-hmm.
But she is giving me a lot of vibes in the sense of like, I want to collect and have all of your books.
Yeah.
It's an obsession. That checklist
Yes.
of like that checklist is going down quick. But
Mm-hmm.
that is an obsession. But from what I keep seeing on TikTok, um people are definitely like steering me in the right direction. And the people that have
That's
slid into
good.
my DMs on Instagram to be like,
Oh,
don't
that's
do this, do
awesome.
that. Because that's how I am with, Karen Slaughter. So I respect that
Right.
little form of being aggressive in the sense of like, don't do this, do that.
Yes.
I like
Yeah.
that. I like that. I respect that in somebody when you're going to boss me around and like what order I should read books. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
You're
I
like,
like
just tell
that.
me. I'm dying to print off a
Yeah,
checklist.
literally crack the whip. And like, if I reach for the wrong book, smack my hand. I don't care. I like being bossed around when it comes to telling me
Yes.
what to read. I'm into that. I'm into that.
That's pretty funny.
I don't care. I don't care. I'll
I
read it.
don't
But I
blame
mean,
you.
I'll get, I don't know, probably in spring, I'll get more into Colleen Hoover because right now I just
Yeah.
want to read like murdery things that make me like not want to go outside in the cold and double check all of the locks in my house.
Yeah. You just
And
want to scare yourself.
Homegirl, Colleen Hoover, I don't think she
Doesn't
has any
do
books
that.
like that. No,
Yeah.
no.
Not really.
Although there is a new copy or a new edition of Verity coming out, and it's a hardcover and it has a
With an
bonus chapter.
extra chapter? Yeah, I saw that.
I know, I know. That might be my like, that might be my treat for myself.
Yeah.
My one book a month.
Right. In this binding
And
contract
then
we got
yes.
into.
Yeah, my one book a month.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's too funny.
I know. I have Samantha Downing as one as
Oh,
well
hell,
because I've read
hell
all of
yes.
them.
Hell yes.
Yeah,
100%. She
every
is
single one.
that
And
woman is
they're
so nice.
different. Like they're always kind of their own thing. And sometimes it's even like you were saying, sometimes it's a thriller that's been written before, but it's still so fun the way she writes them.
I want to read My Darling Wife again.
Yes.
Is it My Darling Wife? Why am I having a hard time with titles
She's my
tonight?
lovely wife.
My lovely wife, not my darling
Yep.
wife. You're my darling
Yeah.
wife.
Yeah, that's me.
Kate the Great is
My
the darling.
dear wife is Kimberly Bell. That's why it's confusing. I get those two confused.
Yeah, but there's also a darling something.
Yeah, my darling husband is also Kimberly's.
See,
Yeah, lots of darling spouses going on
darling dears and
that are not very
lovelies.
darling.
No,
And
no.
then there's Don't Worry, Darling, and can't even start getting into that.
Oh my god, I know. Yes. Okay, My Lovely Wife. Yes. I
Hmm.
loved that one.
I was obsessed with that one.
Obsessed.
I've thought about rereading it lately.
She's a freaking genius. She's
Yeah.
also very sweet, but I'm
Oh,
like,
nice.
you have the most twisted imagination in the entire world, and I'm
I know.
living for it.
Yeah.
Living for it.
Yeah. That's how I felt
And
when I
funny.
talked to May Cobb too. Cause she
She's
just comes
another
up with some
one.
of the wildest stuff. And she was just this sweet, soft spoken guest. And I was like, you're so cool.
Yeah, she's so sweet.
Yeah.
Jamie Lynn Hendricks.
That was on my list too.
Really?
Yep.
Jamie Lynn
JLH.
Hendricks.
I did
Yeah.
I did abbreviate it this
Oh my
time.
god, like Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yeah.
I love Jamie Lynn Hendricks. She is
Yeah.
like a friggin' top tier celebrity. Like, on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, when like Lisa always has to say Harry Hamlin instead of just Harry,
Harry
like
Hamlin.
it is always Jamie Lynn Hendricks for me. Like, just
Me too.
Jamie Lynn Hendricks. Even if I like called her up on the phone and be like, "Hi, Jamie Lynn Hendricks, this is Garrett." She is so freaking talented.
I agree. I don't even know.
She's
Do you know when her next one comes out? I can't remember. I feel like I might
I
have
don't.
asked her.
I don't. I don't think there's any information on what I would say probably within a year or so.
Yeah.
Um, because
I'll just have to go back and listen. I think she actually,
The
because now I'm remembering that she told me the setting, kind of. And now I can't remember if she told me on air or off air. So I'll do the same thing and wait.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She's a friggin' and
She's amazing.
both of her books are a lot different too.
Yeah, I agree.
But I just remember reading um It's One of Us.
It could be anyone. Is that what you meant?
I can like see the
All the
covers. I feel like I have like performance anxiety or something. Like I'm not in front of a crowd right now. Yes.
you're good at remembering character names, and I'm not good at that. So we just have our different
Oh
strengths.
yeah, no, I can't remember the title of a book I read a few months ago, but I can remember like this one scene from a book that I read like 6 years ago.
Right.
Yes, The Wedding Thriller from Jamie
I
Lynn
loved
Hendricks.
that one.
I was just so surprised at how quickly it was done when I read it because
Yeah.
I started reading it and I was like, I do like increments, right? So like
hmm
when I'm, if I'm reading a book and it's 300 pages, like after the first 100 pages, like maybe I'll eat lunch. Another
Yep.
100 pages, I'll do laundry. Like I try to do something productive in between, like
Yeah.
eat, like eat. But I don't want to pass out. So I try to do something productive, like in increments, like usually around 100 pages.
hmm
And with that one, I was like, okay, like 100 pages in, I'm gonna like switch out my laundry. And then the next thing I know, I'm like 250 pages in, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna stop now. And I just
Yes.
like I know that her books have a physical number of pages, but
hmm
I don't understand how when page one led me into a rabbit hole where 250 pages went by and I had no
Yeah.
idea how I got there.
Yeah.
And it was
I
the
felt
same
that
thing
way
with
reading
Finding
that
Tessa.
one. Yep. That one was so good. I loved the pacing of that. I mean, the pacing's great in both of them, but
Yeah. Yeah. But
that one
Finding
just kept
Tessa,
going.
like debut author, like you don't know
Yeah.
where they're going and what's gonna like happen, and you're just excited for like a new voice.
hmm
But she's like, yeah, like she's kind of like Samantha Downing and Ashley
Yeah.
Winstead in regard to everything being so different. But like when you pick it up, it's a Jamie Lynn Hendricks book because
I
she's
agree.
just like brings in her. She's funny as all
She's
hell.
really funny. She's just fun. She's fun to talk to.
She is so fun. We do like um we did it with Cruel Summer, the TV show. Like
hmm
we like kind of like binge watch them together and like discuss it.
Yes.
And Kat is like a little bit out of the bag because we were watching Tell Me Lies together and I'm behind like 3 episodes and she's like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "I'm really busy right now. I just
Oh
got behind on
no.
like life, like, you know, work, like job number 1 is busy, job number 2 is busy."
Yes.
And at this point in our lives, Kate the Great and I are recording a podcast without like many people knowing.
Yes.
So I'm like, Jamie Lynn Hendricks, I'm just a little busy right now.
Just too
And
busy.
she's like, well, I'll write you a doctor's note to get you out of work so you can finish it. And I'm like, my friend and I started recording a podcast. And she's like, oh my God, I can't wait to hear it. So she'll be excited for this episode.
That's good. That's good.
But yeah, I guess I gotta catch up on Tell Me Lies when I get some time this
Oh,
weekend slash
it
early
was
next week. I'm
I did
already
watch it.
dreading Monday. That's how like
Yeah, that's gonna be so hard to get back to work.
oh my God. But yeah,
Actually, when I met Jamie, she was telling me how you guys watched Truth Be Told together, the Apple TV show. Or am I
Cruel
mixing my
Summer.
memories? It was just Cruel Summer. Okay.
I don't think we watched Truth Be Told.
Okay.
No, I think I binge watched that with my mom. My mom.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. I don't
I
know.
probably told you that because now like
Yeah.
you're like also in on the end of like my binge watching partner
Mm-hmm.
because of Blackbird and
Yes.
those damn Larry Banks blown in the wind.
I know. I've managed to keep them good so far. Just
I wanted to
can't touch
tease you
them.
this weekend, but you were telling me that you were traumatized from a book that you read
It's
because I
okay.
wanted to tease you because you posted a picture on your story of you and one of the pups.
Uh-huh.
And you could like briefly out of the corner see that you had a headband in. I think you were probably coming back from a walk or running
Yes,
errands or
I
something.
was.
And I wanted to respond to that story and be like, show us the bangs, Larry. But like,
That's
you were
hilarious.
like,
You should have said that.
but you were also like traumatized. So I
I
didn't want to
was
make you
traumatized by
think
that
of, I
book.
didn't want to make you think of Larry the serial killer when you were traumatized from a
That's
serial killer
true.
book that I also
That's
recommended
true.
to you.
Oh my gosh, that one just stuck with me. I was just like sitting there like, wow, what
Well,
did I
because
just read?
even your DMs to
Hmm.
me were like very like short and
Yeah.
like to the point. Like you were like, I'm traumatized. That was amazing. Holy shit. Like,
I'm sitting here alone with my
and it was like
feelings.
24 hours before I like heard from you again.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, what did I do?
No.
I love it. I love it. And because,
Hmm.
well, the thing that I loved about
Well,
this
and she's an
weekend,
auto buy too. Jennifer Hillier,
Jennifer
definitely an auto buy.
Hillier,
Hmm.
Jennifer Hillier, I kid you not, if she ever signed something for me,
Hmm.
if she sent me a signed copy of a book, if I met her and she signed it,
Yeah.
her tattoo is getting, or her signature is getting tattooed somewhere on my body, probably my forehead. That is how much
Probably
I love her.
forehead.
She is
She's amazing.
such an amazing woman.
Hmm.
Her stories are so dark. She is so
Yeah.
freaking nice. She
Yeah.
has, like, kid you not, if she was like, I don't want to write anymore and she quit writing tomorrow, like, she has a job lined up because she could be a shampoo model. Her hair is
Her
freaking
hair is
beautiful. I
amazing.
always like will
And it's
randomly
like
comment and be like, you have the best hair on Instagram.
she does.
And
It's
she's so freaking
amazing
nice.
hair.
Yeah.
I saw I like the red too that
She's
she just
just
switched
so,
to.
and she's so pretty and she's so
Hmm.
nice and she's so like, and then she's like, here's a book.
Yeah. It
Enjoy,
will scare
enjoy
you.
therapy.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Enjoy. Because like, yeah, she like, I love her. I think she's perfect. I
Yes.
don't want her to ever change.
No.
Um, but like when I recommend a book by her to people, I'm like, this is not amateur hour. You
Yeah.
cannot be somebody who's like, oh, I really liked, something by James Patterson. Should I read
Yeah.
Jennifer Hillier? I'm like, no,
Yeah.
no, no, no. We gotta like, you gotta like step up to
Ramp
like,
you.
yeah, you have like gradual steps you have to take in this program of being a Jennifer
Yes.
Hillier fan because you will be traumatized and it will be one of the best experiences of your life if you're prepared for
Yes.
it.
It's an
Um,
emotionally deep experience.
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
she's I love her. Two others popping into my Robin Harding,
Yes. I did not have her, but I agree.
the Canadian goddess of Robin Harding.
Yeah.
Domestic suspense, the earth thriller, whatever you want to call them,
Yeah.
that will take that plot of being like, oh, I think I know where this is going. And she's like, haha, no, you don't.
Not at all. That's not where
Amazing,
we're going.
amazing,
I agree.
amazing, amazing. Hands
Yes.
down, like she is just like I would probably bow down to her.
I get it.
Like I
Have
would
you
get
had
on one knee and just hyperventilate and be like, you are a
my
goddess,
Canadian goddess?
my
Yeah.
Canadian goddess. Her and Jennifer, I mean, Jennifer Hillier is also Canadian.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that.
Samantha M. Bailey,
Yes, I love
Canadian,
her. And she's
amazing.
so nice. She's
She
so
is
sweet.
so
I just want to
nice.
hug her.
She's so, you know what? When I see her, I
Uh-huh.
don't nobody's like, you're a creep, Garrett. But when I see Samantha M. Bailey on Instagram, she has just like that like heartwarming smile. And all I can
Yes.
think of is like just wrapping her up and coddling her like a child and being like, you are perfect. Don't change for
She's
anybody.
so cute.
Giving her like the speech of being like,
Hmm.
don't change for anybody. Just be you. If anybody
Yeah.
ever says anything negative to you, send them my way. You don't even have to respond. Like I will protect you at like
Yes.
any cost because you are an
Yes.
amazing human being.
She's amazing. I love her so much. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed part 1 of this episode. If you did, make sure that you come back on Thursday for part 2. And don't forget to stay up to date with everything that we're reading and talking about on our Instagrams at Gare Indeed Reads and at the girl with the book on the couch. Links are also in the show notes, so make sure you follow.